And African-American churches are pretty much so the same as they were back then. They were shouting, they were singing, they were running, and even today that spirit's still there. Oppression, rejection, and segregation left humans feeling that there was nowhere to turn but to turn to God. And without any real hope or changement in the civil rights movement itself would not have taken place without the power of the church. That church produced great people like Dr. Martin Luther King and many civil rights leaders in the movement. But it wasn't about religion, but the spirit of so many souls who remained hopeful. You know, people can only be enslaved for just so long. Everybody has a limit and a tolerance when enough is enough. And the black church played a great role in rising up great leaders in the community and also producing great preachers. And they stood on a great anthem, even during the civil rights movement, of a song that said, "We shall overcome." The church stood by its leaders, and it had the same hope and faith, which gave Dr. King the words that were finally heard with open minds on April the 3rd, 1968. It was a message that regardless of what happens to me, I've seen the promised land. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And so I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. Powerful words of a man who spoke for the last time.
Whether or not we move forward as a state together is largely dependent upon our ability to work together and love together and study together. And so I appreciate the goodwill that brings so many of you here today. And it's my honor to be the governor who gets to be the one who signs this proclamation. But I will also tell you that I am, as I said at the very beginning, keenly aware that those of that if we think we're doing something important only by coming and signing a proclamation, we're mistaken.